Let's take a look at, first of all, the difference between a 2D and a 3D camera move here. Look really closely at this one. I'm only doing the first 10 seconds of it. But you can see that the focal length seems to stay static. Maybe they're pulling focus. But notice the stone in the foreground there that's just left, screen left. Doesn't change, except we're panning and tilting a little bit. So this is a 2D camera move. This is a nodal camera pan, which means that the camera's on some kind of a tripod or something, sitting down, and it's just rotating in space. Not translating, not moving in 3D. You can get this kind of effect if you're standing handheld and looking at sort of mid-ground to distant objects. Or you can do something like this that's, you know, this guy's maybe, I guess it depends on the lens, but he's a little ways away, 15, 20 feet from camera. So what if I wanted to rotoscope this character and place him into a new scene? I would want to have this camera move applied to my new shot, because if I didn't do that, he would seem to float and hover in a weird way. So it's you want him to stick to the ground. So I'm not going to roto him, although Mocha will be our technique for that. But I am going to try to grab a decent camera track on this. I've trimmed this down to the section that I think is going to work for me, which has a pretty substantial pan in it. But I'm also able to keep reference information in the shot and the whole time. So I might track this little glob of stuff back here. That's going to work okay. So I will go to Effects, and you're going to find Boris Mocha here. Launch that sucker, and then click on the icon for the company. I'll try and fit it in the screen here, and if you need to zoom in and out, you can hold down the Z key and click and drag with the left mouse button to see. All right, I'm going to make one shape. It's going to be over here. And that's right, I remember that I wanted to keep him out of it. I'm going to kind of make it a little perspective-y here and then hit that track forward. This should give us a track on the camera move itself. I've also selected an area that stays in focus. I've selected an area that his reflection's not going to get into. I've selected something that's not moving, like the water, because it's looking inside this trapezoid for the picture pixels that look the same. So it's following that dot and that field and that little whitish line over time and seeing where it goes. Let's see if when he bumps into this, if it's going to cause me an issue. I'll get my hand over the cursor, kill it, and it is changing. So maybe that's not perfect. There is a way to hand it off to another tracker, but I don't know what it is. I'd have to look that up. So I'm just going to go deactivate layer at current frame, and that's going to kill the track. So I'm going to be able to only use the beginning of this without doing a little bit more research. But I'm ready. I can save it. I can close it. And we'll pop in just a red solid or something here to be able to see something we can track to. And I'll put it over in the general vicinity of our dot there. Okay, back on Mocha. I'm going to find tracking data. I want to turn off corner pin but set it to transform because I don't want it to twist and turn. I just want a 2D move as if from a single camera vantage point. So transform is my guy. I'm going to go create track data from layer 1. I say OK. And that data hasn't been applied. I can choose to apply it to the solid. Let's see if that goes. It doesn't. So my workaround for that, maybe I have to hit apply. There it goes. Yeah, there it is. There you go, stuck there pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be our reference for the new background. Let's do a quick roto on the penguin. All right, just a little garbage mat there. Saving it. All right, I'm going to go to mats. I'm going to create After Effects mask. And there's my layer 2 mask. All right, we've got our little guy isolated. We can turn off our red solid. I'll bring in our new temp background. Not nearly big enough, of course, so we'll do a quick scale here. You'll want to find something that is big enough. We want to have it big enough that if it goes a little off screen, we're not going to notice it. And now we'll get our movement information by taking our pick whip and applying it to that tracked solid. And that should give us the 2D movement of our guy there. A couple of little wobbles at the end where we didn't have a track, but by and large we've got our camera move. All right, now I'm seeing a little wobble. I'm going to take the scale off of it. So I only have position and rotation. And that looks like a winner there. If we get in close, and maybe what we'll do is we'll take that footage and multiply it on top or overlay it so we can really see what his feet are up to, at least until we can get a good roto on it. Yeah, those are sticking real good. Boom. So as long as I've got that track, man, he's right on that. Stuck real good. And you need that, or otherwise the audience is going to be a disconnect. They won't understand what's wrong, but they'll know something's wrong and it's an effect. And then you lost them.